Data center compliance, the new metric for AI scaling. Why compute capacity is no longer the only KPI for AI leaders. For the modern AI transformation leader, the last 24 months have been defined by a singular obsession: compute scaling. In the rush to deploy agentic workflows across banking, insurance, and healthcare, success was measured in GFLOPS, H100 counts, and the raw speed of model training. But as we enter the second half of 2026, the strategic landscape has shifted. The build-fast era has hit a wall of regulatory friction, and a new, more dangerous metric has emerged: the compliance gap. Ignoring data center compliance in your infrastructure roadmap isn't just a technical oversight. It's a fiduciary gamble that is already leading to nine-figure fines and stalled deployments. The 2026 reality: scaling without a shield. In April 2026, we saw a decisive pivot in the regulatory landscape. While the SEC has debated climate-related disclosure rescissions, the EU Data Center Energy Efficiency Package, launched Q2 2026, and state-level mandates in the US, like the New York and Oklahoma moratoriums, have created a compliance hammer for those who prioritized power over policy. According to a recent industry benchmark, the median regulated enterprise is currently carrying between $1.5 million and $3.4 million in annual AI workflow risk exposure. As we noted in our recent blog, the 2026 mandate, Why Workflow Compliance is the Secret to Scaling Regulated AI. We have moved past the era of experimentation and into the era of agentic accountability. If your data center can't prove where its data resides or how its energy is managed, your AI is a liability, not an asset. The three pillars of data center compliance. To thrive in this environment, leadership must move from probabilistic scaling to deterministic execution. This requires integrating data center compliance into the very architecture of your stack through three critical pillars. 1. The sovereignty layer, data residency. It is no longer enough to have cloud capacity. Under the evolving sovereign AI frameworks of 2026, proximity is a legal mandate. Data center compliance now requires transparency into the physical jurisdiction of every inference. If your sovereign AI is actually routing data through a non-compliant zone to find cheaper compute, you are in violation of Article 12 of the EU AI Act, a mistake that can cost up to 7% of global turnover. 2. The transparency layer, energy and efficiency. Energy consumption is the new audit trail. With 18 states now introducing legislation to create special rate classes for large energy users, your facility's energy efficiency ratio, EER, is a financial KPI. Regulatory bodies are no longer asking for voluntary disclosures. They are mandating public reporting for any facility with a power demand above 500 kilowatts. 3. The auditability layer, operational resilience. The 2026 NIS2 and DORA frameworks have elevated the cost of non-compliance. If a breach or a safety-adjacent failure occurs because your AI agent made an unauthorized decision in an unmonitored environment, the triple penalty applies: regulatory fines, operational downtime, and reputational damage. Data center compliance ensures that every decision trace is logged, defended, and reconstructible for an auditor. Scaling for completion, not just capacity. The transition from an AI experiment to a deterministic business asset requires a completion layer. This is the nervous system of your enterprise. While your brain, the LLM, lives in the data center, the completion layer ensures that every action, whether it's a banking transaction or a healthcare triage, is gated by strict rules and human-in-the-loop oversight. Building a chatty bot that stalls when it's time to execute is a failure of leadership. Scaling your compute without a corresponding investment in data center compliance is simply automating your future liabilities. Don't gamble with your 2027 charter. As we scale deeper into 2026, the leaders who win won't be those with the most servers, but those with the most defensible architecture. Treating governance as a Phase 2 problem is a multi-million-dollar mistake that many firms won't survive. Do you know your organization's specific cost of digital neglect? Don't guess on your next budget cycle. Take 1 minute to run the numbers through our Risk Estimator calculator and see exactly where your infrastructure exposure concentrates. Calculate your AI risk exposure here, codn.callvu.com.